Hello you guys, and we're back for another video, and today I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful pavlova. On my last video I made a custard tart and I was left with a lot of egg whites, so with that I like to make pavlova. My pavlova is a little different than the usual ones. I will be making it with a Greek yogurt and some fruit, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's get cooking. We will start our pavlova with 6 egg whites, and we're going to put it in our stand mixer, and we're going to let this froth up before we put in our sugar. Okay, so I'm going to put that in and I'm going to beat it. So now our egg whites are frosty. I'm going to take it out so I can show you. It is like that, nice and frosty. We're going to start adding our sugar in a little bit of the time because we don't want pavlova to be granulated. Okay, so we're going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar at a time. Okay, so now you've been beating your meringue for a little bit. Now it's, as you can see, very meringue and frothy and hard. What you need to do is you need to test it to see if there's any sugar granules. So to test that, just do this. And if you do this and you feel sugar in between your fingers, you need to beat this. Mine has still got a little bit of granules, so I'm going to beat it for another 10 minutes, okay? So my meringue beat for another 7 minutes, and now I don't feel any granules at all, and it's nice and thick. What we're going to do now is to stabilize our meringue, we need to add some acidity. So I'm adding 1 teaspoon of vinegar so it doesn't go brown inside your oven. Okay. And 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, again, to stabilize your meringue. And you can just beat everything together or fold with a spoon. I'm just going to beat mine in the mixer. So our meringue is finished beating. We're going to get this out of the machine and I'll show you the next step. So now all you need is some butter paper, which I have drawn a circle around, so it works as a guideline for me to make the pavlova. So I'm just going to turn it around and put it in my baking tray because you don't want pen all over your pavlova. Okay, just get it like so. And now you're just gonna put your meringue into this circle and work around it, okay? So get a spatula and let's get this into our tray. So let me just get this stabilized by adding just a tiny little bit of my frosting to my tray. This way it just sticks and stops our paper from moving around. that a little bit there. And then that way it just stabilizes the paper a little bit. Now, what you want to do is work around your circle that you've drawn in your paper, right? So it just doesn't have to be perfect, just rough. Work with your tray. You can actually just move it around and make it easier for yourself. You want to make a little well in the middle as well, because that's where you're going to put your fruit. So you just... Now what I do to mine is just like so, spike it up a little bit and go around with your spatula just like that. Just smooths it out a little bit and makes it nice and pretty. So mine is done. Now all you need to do now is you need to put this in the oven, in a preheated oven, 130 degrees. I usually put it 130 degrees for 10 minutes and then I lower it to 100 for 90 minutes because it needs to slowly cook, and I'll show you when it comes out the oven. So our pavlova has come out the oven and it's nicely white, as you can see. It's held its body and it's got the nice well in the middle for us to put our fruit in it. And like I told you before, it went in the oven. It went in for 10 minutes, 130, and then another extra 90 minutes at 100. You should leave your pavlova resting for at least half an hour, 1 hour before you touch it. Otherwise, it's going to be soft still and it will crumble as soon as you touch it, okay? So now what I like to do is, in my well, I get some natural Greek yogurt. So it's nice and thick. I do not use cream on my pavlova, I use yogurt. So I add in my natural yogurt. It's nice and thick. You can add as much as you want or as little as you like. I like a lot on mine. I fill in the whole basically with some yogurt. And then I add my fruit, so that should be okay. So I've got here some strawberries that I've washed and cut in a little bit. Then I've got some fresh blueberries, okay? So I do a little bit of both and just go in, you know, just any odd way you would prefer. These three, just with their greens to give it a little touch. And just keep adding your fruit in. Fruit is never enough. And there you go. Your fruit pavlova is ready. I like to give it a little snow. So let me just get these blueberries all around here. And we can give it a little snow to make it a little prettier. And there you have it. So there you go, you guys, my pavlova. I hope you've enjoyed our video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. and I'll see you next time.